This right here might be the location of the Garden of Eden.
For centuries, Eden was dismissed as legend. But now, deep beneath the sands of southern Iraq, something has been uncovered. Something that matches the rivers, the soil, and the secrets of Genesis. Archaeologists thought they were digging up ruins until strange lights, ancient inscriptions, and unexplainable activity started surfacing. And what they just found may not only confirm the garden's location, but reveal why it's waking up now. Long before cities rose and empires formed, the Bible spoke of a garden planted by God Himself, not a wild forest, not a mythic grove, something designed, intentional, and sacred. Genesis says it was placed eastward in Eden, where rivers once divided and life began. But after Adam and Eve were driven out, the entrance was sealed, guarded, and lost to time. Every trace of it vanished beneath disaster, flood, and shifting earth. What no one expected was that the very ground believed to be barren would start giving up its secrets. And the first clue didn't come from a shovel, but from the sky. Satellite imaging over the southern edge of ancient Mesopotamia began revealing patterns no one expected. Formations hidden beneath dunes that once held water, trees, and walls shaped in deliberate circles. What looked like ordinary desert from the ground suddenly appeared marked with the fingerprints of something once alive. Soil scans showed layers of ancient fertility buried under centuries of dryness, as if a garden had been swallowed whole by time. But the most shocking part wasn't what scientists saw in the earth. It was what they saw beneath the surface of the rivers once believed to have died long ago. The Tigris and Euphrates are still known today, but the other two rivers mentioned in Genesis, Pishon and Gihon, were long thought to be symbolic or lost in the flood that reshaped the world. But new geological mapping has traced the dry path of an ancient riverbed stretching across the land, matching descriptions once dismissed as impossible. Some researchers now believe these four waterways may have once converged in a single fertile region, just as the Bible records. But the ground wasn't only hiding riverbeds. As teams pressed deeper, instruments began picking up something else, something no map or scripture had ever hinted at.
They tried to hide it, but now you know. The question is, will you keep it to yourself, or will you let the world see? Hit that subscribe button, drop your thoughts below, and share this before the truth is buried again.
Buried beneath layers of clay and sand, researchers uncovered strange stone patterns, perfect circles, and deliberate boundaries that didn't match the ruins of any known civilization. Some appeared to be garden-like enclosures, surrounded by evidence of ancient waterways and plants now fossilized in the soil. But what stunned the excavation team was the discovery of inscriptions carved into fragments of rock, written in a form older than Sumerian, older than Akkadian, older than anything officially recorded. Some symbols seemed to reference wind, life, and a guarded threshold. And before experts could agree on their origin, something even more unusual occurred at the site. Local workers and nearby villagers began reporting sensations they couldn't explain. Some claimed that when they stood near certain parts of the dig site, a calm unlike anything they'd ever felt settled over them, like stepping onto sacred ground. Others spoke of vivid dreams that led to landmarks no one had mapped. At night, faint lights were seen pulsing beneath the sand, as if the earth itself were breathing. At first, researchers dismissed the stories as imagination or superstition, until one of their own cameras captured movement underground, in a place where nothing should have been alive. What the camera recorded was faint, but undeniable. Shifting patterns of light beneath the ground, moving in slow arcs, then disappearing as if retreating from view. Some on the team compared it to reflections on water, but the soil there hadn't held moisture in centuries. Others wondered if it was seismic interference. But one historian pointed to something else. The biblical account of a flaming guardian placed at the east of Eden to protect the way to the tree of life. It sounded impossible, until analysis revealed traces of high heat embedded in rock that should never have been scorched.
As news of the findings spread quietly among scholars and researchers, a troubling question emerged. Why now? Why would traces of Eden begin to surface in a generation already witnessing wars near Jerusalem, preparations for the Third Temple, the Euphrates drying and rising unrest across ancient biblical lands? Some believe it may not be coincidence at all, but a signal. Revelation speaks of a river flowing from the throne of God in the end times. Could the reappearance of Eden's foundations be part of a larger prophetic countdown? If so, something once sealed may no longer be staying silent. Some theologians argue Eden was never fully erased, only hidden, sealed beneath judgment after the fall of man and the flood that reshaped the earth. What if the ground itself remembers? Soil samples from the site reveal traces of ancient vegetation not found anywhere else in the region. Plants once sustained by a water source that vanished thousands of years ago. Even more unsettling, seismic scans detected a hollow chamber beneath the formations, untouched and inaccessible. If Eden was once a meeting place between heaven and earth, what could still be preserved in the darkness below? And why is it stirring now? Reports from the excavation have become harder to ignore. A researcher claimed to hear what sounded like wind beneath the earth, though the air was still. Another swore he saw symbols glowing faintly on a stone just before it cracked open along an unseen seam. And then came the most startling account. A villager said he felt drawn to pray at the site, and afterward, an illness he carried for years was suddenly gone. Scientists won't confirm it. Officials won't acknowledge it. But the pattern is growing, and those closest to the land believe something long buried is trying to surface. No one is calling it Eden out loud, not yet. But the land is behaving like something that was never meant to stay buried. The soil is shifting in ways no one can explain. Inscriptions are surfacing faster than they can be translated, and instruments keep detecting movement beneath the chamber that no one is allowed to enter. And now, a new fracture has appeared near the oldest formation, wide enough to reveal a darkness that doesn't reflect light. Whatever was sealed after the fall may not be sealed anymore, and the first sign of what's emerging has only just been seen.